What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is that? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these pants on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to start. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lube and ram right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequence. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Hit me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Hey y'all, I'm coming. I am coming. Give me a second. Oh boy. What a time. What a time. What a time we are having. Oh boy. All right. Oh boy. I was late getting out of meetings. Hey y'all, hey. I am here. I got out of my meetings a little late today. People, don't you hate when you're in a meeting and some asshole just starts asking a bunch of asinine questions that you don't care about and everything? Oh yeah. Hey everybody, as y'all coming here. Hey Diamond Onyx. Hey Boom. Hey Tracy. Hey Really B. Hey sis. Hey Tanya. Boom. Dee Dee Phoenix. Hey everybody. Child Didi, go ahead, make that money for us. Make that money, honey. Girl, you know we need our coins. We need this good coinage. Make that money. So y'all, today is it's a very busy news cycle today. Um, like today's news cycle has been extremely packed. Um, a lot of it is dealing with the aftermath of the untimely death of Takeoff from Migos yesterday. A lot of that is um is taking over the news, but there's still a lot of other stuff that's in the news cycle that's going on. I'm drinking some Gatorade, y'all. Hey Cams, hey Cams, hey Boo. Um, I have a small little window of opportunity. Y'all got more meetings starting in a couple hours. So I just got out of meetings at work. Now I have other meetings later tonight. Hey Earl Land. Let me see how y'all as y'all come in. Mm-mm. Child. Child really be ain't finished packing yet. I can answer that for you. She is not finished packing. Mind you, she got to leave tomorrow. She ain't finished packing. I know my sis. She is not done. If she's finished packing, I'd be very surprised. Anyway, y'all. Um, so I am here. Um, I guess no rest for the weary. Believe it or not, people don't get the fact that, coming on here and going live is like work. It really is. Like, you literally have to come up here and, be researched, know what you're talking about, give of yourself, energy, effort, and all of that stuff. That's why I don't blame some people when they be like, give me some coins. Y'all see, really be talking about stop acting like I know her. She finished packing. I know my sis. I know her. What's good, Harold? What's good, bruh? KER Vixen. Hey, Boo. Hey, Volvo. What's good, Cookie? So what's good, y'all? The dossier today. The dossier today. I could have packed. I could have jam packed the dossier today, but I knew I was working with a small window. Like I have to be off here by no later than when really be what time? Let us know what time you going live. Really be. I gotta be off of here by no later than 6:45. 6:45 is like the latest I can stay on here because I got other stuff um to do. Um, but yes, so I had a small window of opportunity. Hey, Spicy Original Boo. Really be, are you going live today? If so, what time are you going live so I can be off? I don't got that long that I can be on anyway. So, hey Yana, hey everybody, as y'all come on in, have a seat, take a seat, honey, take a seat. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Shit. Mm, I feel so dehydrated today. I just needed some Gatorade. Probably about 6:30. Okay, we'll try and be off by then. Hey MBN, because I know really you probably got a lot to talk about. Cause it's a lot. The news cycle today is jam packed with shit just going on. It's just a lot, and some of these topics aren't just touch and go. Some of them are like you got to really walk it heavy and unpack these things. So yeah, what is good, MBN? See, all my regulars are in the building, so we're gonna go ahead and get the party started. So y'all, let me see where I want to go first. Uh, let's start light. I'm going to start like, oh, you know what? I told Really B I was going to do this and forgot. So let me do it now. So, y'all know this past weekend, I was For those people who don't know, I was at in Tallahassee this past weekend at FAMU's homecoming. I was in the March of 100 when I was in college and all that kind of stuff. There is visual evidence of me marching in alumni band. Let me see if I can get these pictures up for y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me. All right. So I even got to see little baby this weekend. So there are some pictures that I have of me. Um, up there, I did march in alumni band. Hold on, y'all. So here's a picture of me before the game, before we went into the game. Me, some of my freshman brothers, two of my freshman brothers. That's me. All the way on the left, of course, you know, that's me. We all came up the same year, and stuff like that. So it was good seeing them. They're my boys right there. And then there's me right there in the middle with the blue shades on. That is me again, actually on the field playing and marching with alumni band in the March of 100. Having a good time, doing what I do, you know, making it happen. I told really B that I would try to find videos of me on the field. I found some, but it's going to be hard for you to be like, oh, that's El Teddy, because it's a big band. It's like 300 plus people out there. Will you be able to tell it's me? Um, so yeah. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Boo. Hey, Lamone. What's going on, bruh? You know, hoeing, whatever you want to call it, hoeing, sowing, new things growing, all of these things. Yeah. Um, you're loving my interview with listen, interview with the vampire is everything. So, my legs are feeling better. They felt like spaghetti for like 2 days afterwards, but I made it. I don't have to play any of the videos, right? Because I don't even know that y'all would be able to recognize me, or see me in the video if I played said video on my channel. 27. No, put a one in the chat if you need me to play a video, which you probably won't be able to make out it being me, or put a 27 if we can keep going. That's all. Ooh. Of course, Tracy gonna be the first one to put one. Lord God. Thank you, Danny. Okay, we got 27, so we can keep going. Great. Appreciate y'all. We don't need all that. Y'all saw visual evidence. You saw the picture of me. You could make out that that was me. There we go. I did have fun at homecoming. I absolutely had a lot of fun. Like, we had so much fun. I put a bunch of pictures on my Facebook page, but we had such a blast. Like, just catching up with people I hadn't seen in years and getting drunk and doing shit like we were back in our late teens, early 20s again. I'll say I might do a members only live so I can give y'all all of the gory details of some of the debaucherous things that we did this year at homecoming. Anyway, um, I mean, I'm very easily found on Facebook. I don't even post on Facebook like that. Okay? Like you'll be very bored with my Facebook, but you're welcome to go and request me. I have no problem with that. None at all. Anyway, so so let's start. You need more. I'm not doing this with you, really, B. You literally saw me on the field playing with the kids. Like, girl, girl. I'm not doing this with you. Not doing this with you. Not doing this with you. Anyway, so we'll start off light today, and we're gonna start off with my girl. So my girl is of course in the news because Monday night when the clock struck midnight, my girl Mariah put up a post on Instagram with her dressed in a Halloween costume as a witch, and then it cut away to like Christmas time, and she said, "It's time." Well, baby, those of us the lambs around the world decided that we were going to usher in the Christmas season right with our girl, and Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" got over 1 million streams just on November 1st alone, right after that, and immediately went to the Billboard Hot 100 as number 96 on November 1st. So that means that she's well on her way to the fifth consecutive year of having a song, the same song be number one on the Billboard Top 100. She last year when she did it 4 years in a row, it was the first time ever a song had been 4 consecutive years on the Hot 100, on the Billboard Top 100. So she'll probably get a fifth year. I mean, it's a classic. It's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Can I tell y'all? I think I was at Publix or somewhere. I think I was at Publix, and there was a remake. Somebody had covered "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and it was some dude that was singing it. I was just like, bruh, this ain't for you. Like, bruh, I don't want you over here singing in your baritone voice. All I want for no, no. I don't want a lot for Christmas. That's how he was sounding. I was like, bruh. Right. She did come out and she gathered the girl. Somebody tried to come for Mariah and she was in an interview. She was like, no, boo, I own all my masters, which includes 86 singles in addition to 15 albums, if you should need me. So not only do I own all 15 albums that are mine, there are also 86 singles in addition to the 15 albums that I have that I own all my masters for. If you should need me, I ain't around here like the girls fighting the good fight of faith, trying to get my masters back and get my coins. Baby, I'm coined. That's why I keep telling people, certain people, they don't have to make another song for the rest of their life and they're gonna be paid. Mariah Carey does not have to make another song. She don't have to sing another note. She could lose her voice right now and be paid for the rest of her life. Her kids will be paid, and probably her grandkids too. What are we talking about? She don't. Child, my boo don't play with these girls. She wasn't playing these reindeer games with the people. She watched the music industry. She saw what was going on. Mama said early on, we ain't doing this. It's not what we gonna do. What y'all gonna do is pay me my money and stop playing with me. Child, I ain't mad at it. Let the people know. But yeah, that did. She did let the people know. She gathered and cleared the girls too. And said, "Hey, boo, y'all don't have those problems with my masters. I own all of mine, all 15 albums, in addition to 86 singles, if you need me." Not to mention, she's also written songs for countless scores of people where she shares writing credits with them. I'm just saying, right? She really doesn't have to live another figure, regardless of how you feel about her. You simply cannot, child. You really can't come for Mariah at all. Because you can say what you want about Mariah. You can't come for her looks. Mama still look good. And Mama is what? Mariah got is 50, what, 52? Yeah, Mariah's 52. Still look good. Mama can sing, got pipes. You could never deny Mariah in her pipe. You can't deny her writing ability. Girl, Mama must be got good sex. She was able to snatch up Nick Cannon before he lost his goddamn mind and started banging everything in the hole with a hole. But baby, Mama got it before it got, way out of order. Now it's just community dick. But it's a lot of dick though. It might be a lot of dick, community dick, but it surely is a lot. Mm. So listen, y'all. I told y'all her gonna really be y'all know really be loves the Christmas season, baby. She's probably binge watching the Hallmark Channel right now on the endless loop. Like her television is never gonna move from the Hallmark Channel. She's gonna watch all of the shows that she has to review on her computer, so she could do it that way. While her television, the large big screen at the house, will stay on Hallmark Channel, so she can watch endless loops of horrible Christmas movies from now until January 1st. That's what I'm just telling you what my sister's gonna do. I'm just telling you. So listen, I told y'all we got a lot of heavy lifting stories. Like, let me get down to the let me get knock some of this stuff out because a lot of our stories today do require, I should say, heavy lifting. Like, they're not stories where you could just like, oh, boom, 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 and we gone. These are stories that you got to walk. You got to walk heavy with these stories. So yeah. Um. See, she already in the chat with her Hallmark movie. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Mind you, those of us who go to the Hallmark Channel only to watch the Golden Girls have to wait for like 2.5 months before our beloved hosts come back to us. Dear God, child, they completely. Back in the day, Harold, that was it. Christmas really didn't start until after Thanksgiving dinner. Like once Thanksgiving Day, or you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and so Santa Claus would be like the last part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and so you knew at that point, oh, okay, it's Christmas season, baby. Christmas started in September. Christmas started after Labor Day for some people. Child, girl, after Labor Day. Just the whole last quarter of the year is Christmas season for them. But how I grew up, it didn't start till Thanksgiving on. But capitalist society, and we got to do that. I'm trying to see which story I should get. Um, Let me get this one out of the way first. So the first story, before I get to this, I do. Hey, Quintessential. Hey, Boo. I don't have that many palate cleansers today, people. I honestly don't. I'll do the best I can. I got about six. I think I got six, like 6 or 7. But I got two of him because I liked him. I don't know why. I liked it. And I did hear y'all listen. I know. Oh, why you took the names off? We can't. That was Silly Saturday. On the next Silly Saturday, you won't see the names. I'm putting the names up here for Roll Your Mouth for Silly Saturday. We won't have no names on there. Get over it. God. I wanted another one of him, shirtless, thirst trapping. So there you go. There's another one of him. There's another one. Mm. I don't know why I feel so dehydrated today. I'm guzzling this Gatorade like it's going out of style. God. Mm. Whew. All right. Sure. Exactly. It was like the end of the parade. You knew, okay, at the end of the parade, it was going to be Santa Claus, and that ushered in the Christmas season. Baby, these people started early. They was like, we're not playing these games. We're ready now. Now. Child. Anyway, so we had as I stated earlier, the untimely death of Takeoff yesterday, or yesterday morning, or late night, Monday night, early yesterday morning. So, and everybody in the world has turned into Columbo. Everybody is Perry Mason around here, because everybody's a criminal justice major. Everybody's a detective. Everybody now works for the CIA and the FBI and can tell you all of the intricate details and nuances of how he died. They slowing stuff down. They act like they CSI investigators, slowing stuff down, blowing it up, making it so it's more granular and not so pixelated and stuff like that. Just doing way too much. Did you see this person with this color shirt? Did you see this person put their hand on their hip like this? Did you see this person's inflection in the voice? Did you see this person was standing this way? Like, girl, let the professionals do what they need to do, okay? Child. Quintessential. I already showed a picture. I asked the people if they needed a video. They said, no, we don't need no video. And so we kept it moving. You want to see the picture again? Quintessential. Here's the picture. But I asked the people, did they need me to post a video? They said no. So I said, okay, there's me in the middle with the blue shades. There it is. Visual evidence. But the people said they did not need visual video. So there it is. So in the aftermath of this, because is a detective, and then everybody got an opinion. So y'all's boy, Lakeith Stanfield, who I call the black community's version of Johnny Depp. Because if you notice, Johnny Depp can never play a regular person. He's always playing some caricature. He's always playing some person that's loony, some character that's off, some character that's not quite right. Johnny Depp does nowadays. Ever since 21 Jump Street, he ain't played a regular person since. And even while he was doing 21 Jump Street, remember he was there with Scissorhands or whatever. So Lakeith Stanfield to me is our version of Johnny Depp, just not all there with the regular, world. And so his acting roles that he plays can't, be cognitively sound. Just can't. Anyway, he seems to he has a whole opinion on it. Let me read to y'all what he decided he was gonna put on his Instagram. Bear with me because this is long, okay? Here's what Lakeith Stanfield thought it not robbery to let loose on Al Gore's good internet. And I quote, the dangerous toxicity associated with this glorified black serial killer and killed music and imagery got people thinking it's cool to hurt those that look like them and only them. It's okay to embrace the realness of life in the harder areas, but let's think about not holding up this behavior in our circles. Let's make it cool to embrace life, travel, and learn new things. I know that the scope of issues we have to contend with is much larger than this, and that we have a lot of work to do in many areas to restore our hearts and minds after centuries of persecution and manipulation. But we have to start somewhere. At some level, we have to see our lives as valuable so that we think before we react and see other human and see other human we and see another human, excuse me, when we look at a human man. We must stop holding self-destructive shit up and embrace things that build us as a whole, that build us a whole so that we can lead the world in the direction of prosperity, by example. Getting reckless now and again is part of who we are, but for the most part, turn that stupid shit off. End quote. Here's my question. We can't why that's would be a question, that'd be a statement. Why is it okay for us to always just try to conflate any individual situation to just one thing? And the easiest thing, oh, it must be that gangster rap. Oh, it must be because he's a rapper that caused his demise. And because he was in this place. Can it just be the fact that there are fucked up people in the world, regardless of whether there was rap music or not? There's just some fucked up people in the world that are just going to do fucked up and reckless things. How about that? Because if we're being clear, how old is Lakeith Staff? He's about what, early 30s? I think he's like 30 or 31 or something like that. See, I got a little history on. I got a few years on you, Lakeith Stanfield. I got a news flash for you. Rap music ain't more. Hey, so Jeff. Rap music ain't more violent or gangster today than it was back in the day. Matter of fact, it's probably less violent than it was back in the day. Because I think to some songs back in the 90s and even in the early 2000s where you was like, whoo, whoo. You know what I'm saying? Like music is cyclical, it's circular. There were just as many violent things in music back in the day as there is now. So to conflate this stuff to simply, oh, it is it's that gangster rap music and stuff like that that's causing this. That's lazy. That's very, very, very lazy. Like, you know how many people listen to rap music? Like, there's no particular type of person that only listens to rap music. There are people from all types of races, ethnicities, ages, orientations, genders, or what have you, that span the gamut, that listen to rap music, that listen to gangster rap, that listen to it all. So for you to try and simplify this as, oh, well, if black people stop glorifying killing and every genre of music has songs and things that talk about killing. Let's just be clear, except for maybe gospel. Just saying. But my thing is, it ain't that. It ain't that. It's not that simplified, sir. It's not that simplified. And if you get rid of all of the gangster rap music, that ain't gonna stop people from being killed. It's really not. It's really, really not. And we don't know that anything about this situation right now has anything to do with rap music at all. Like, how is that even? Now, if you wanted to give me or go to the argument saying, why are you, who's probably a multimillionaire, over here playing some little dice game and crap game over here with a bunch of people that's well beneath you, maybe I would entertain that conversation. But me entertaining a conversation that you're trying to have about rap music and gangster rap and how gangster rap, how he's saying you can't support gangster rap and be pro black is just like, what? You do realize in a lot of rap music, like, I'm just being honest, Lakeith, you do realize that when you oversimplify these on my shoulder, mhm, man, you do realize that in a lot. I have a better question. Who said that the Migos? Right. Thank you, really be the Migos are not gangster rappers. Now, if you telling me that they over glorifying buying frivolous things and not spending your money wisely, I'm with you all day. But the Migos ain't no gangster rappers. at all. There's nothing gangster about Migos. When I look at Migos, I don't think, whoo, those are some, you know, fearsome looking gangsters over there. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And like I said, rap music today is far less gangster and, hardcore as it was back in the day. Like, if you go back and listen to some of the stuff we listened to back in the 90s, whoo, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And let's be clear, there are many of us, so many of us, scores of us, countless millions of us who listen to way worse music growing up, gangster rap or whatever you want to call it. Hell, white kids were listening to heavy metal and that kind of stuff that glorified in some of that music Satan worship. I'm not making this up. This isn't a news flash. Like, I don't know. But I need him to let that go. I really need him to let that go. Like, your argument, sir, is unfounded. It's unfounded. Gangster rap is not like a real thing anymore. Like it was back in the 90s, but there ain't really no gangster rap out there right now. I mean, hell, the female rappers have more gangster rap than the males, and they don't have none. Like it's more this beef in the female rap game than it is in the male rap game. What are we talking about, Lakeisha? Boy, if you don't go sit down somewhere, like I don't even really have time to unpack everything in this argument because this is a whole conversation. Because even with gangster rap, there was a reason for it. There was a time and place for there was a but that's a whole nother live for a whole nother video, and we can certainly unpack it if we do that video. But you just sound like a buffoon. You sound like a buffoon. You really do. Why are you here? Stick to acting. I hate to be that guy to tell you just stick to acting, but in this case, you should have just stuck to acting. I hate when people tell people, "Oh, you don't need to commentate on it. You just need to stick to whatever you do." I hate when people tell people that, but in this case, sir, stick to acting. We don't. You can be Oscar award nominated and all, and baby, I'm not looking for your commentary on this. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Lord. Some of my favorite songs are gangster rap music, and you will not take them from me. Because sometimes you need that outlet. Sometimes you need to be able to get in your car or go in your room and turn up a song that just takes you there and let out some steam and frustration. Listen, my first year teaching, you know what I used to blast out my radio? That first Crime Mob album, and that whole first Crime Mob album was nothing but gangster rap, and I lived for it. And I used to roll out the parking lot blasting using BITCH, or I was blasting "Fuck that shit that you talking," "Fuck that shit that you talking." Or I used to drive by the parking lot, turn the volume all the way up, just be blaring, "Fuck that shit that you talking, fuck that shit that you talking." I'm just saying. That's just because I be needing my shit sometimes. Shit. What you got to say, So Jeff? Drill music is popular right now in New York, and that's why they rap about a lot of gang related stuff. I see some of his points. Listen, I don't see none of his points. I'm not gonna let people conflate violence in the black community to music and saying that music is the catalyst behind the violence. If there was no music, there would still be the violence. And let's be clear, a lot of music and a lot of artists, they write about what's going on around them. That comes in the aftermath. It's not the catalyst for. And in a lot of instances with rap and rap music, they were chronicling things that they experienced and that they saw. That was the aftermath. That wasn't the catalyst. And sometimes those stories do need to be told because they can become a cautionary tale so that people know this stuff happened. This is what I experienced, and we can learn and grow from this. But this, I don't have time to unpack this like I should. I don't. So Jeff, you're not gonna take me down this road because I don't even got time to unpack this like I should. I don't even have time to unpack this like I supposed to. Give me a palate cleanser to get this taste out my mouth. Give me a goddamn palate cleanser. Where am I at? God. Lord. Who is that? Oh, that's Ray Ray. Hey, Ray Ray. Chat. Good old Ray. Chat. I don't even much have time to unpack this. Like I want, I told you, it's a lot of heavy lifting with some of these stories. So I want to get to as much of it as I can. So, um, where am I at? Mind you, Rick Ross rapped about moving coke and doing all that stuff, and they did none of it. Rick Ross was a whole ass goddamn corrections officer before he became a rapper in Miami. I ain't going down this road. Ryan Murphy is upset with Netflix because Netflix removed the LGBTQ tag from his series Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. And he was upset that I'm not doing this, Weezy. Hey Weezy, we don't have time today. We got like too many stories. We may be able to come back and unpack that at another time. But right now, we got to be off here by 6:45 at the latest. Ready, be getting ready to go live somewhere around between 6:30 and 6:45. So we got to be ready to get up off here. And I got a few more stories that's gonna take some more heavy lifting. Got some heavy lifting to do today. So, but I got you, Weezy. We'll come back. And trust me, y'all gonna remind me and make me come back to it. Y'all gonna make me come back. I got you. I got you. At a later date, y'all don't forget too much. Y'all always come back and remind me. I have to have some people here with me to talk about that kind of stuff. Maybe we can get Lamone to come up here and talk about that since he's our resident artist and musician, our resident singer. Anyway, so Ryan Murphy is upset that Netflix took off the LGBTQ tag off of Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. And his thing is Jeffrey Dahmer absolutely was a gay man. Jeffrey Dahmer did murder a lot of gay men of color and preyed on gay men of color. And his other thing is all LGBTQ stories aren't happy, nice stories. His thing is he doesn't feel like it does. If he says if Netflix is in the business of putting the tag on series or movies or shows that depict members of the LGBTQ community, then Dahmer, the Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story would be one. It was originally on there when it was released. A week later, after getting a lot of flack from social media and commentators, it was taken off. The series was released on September 21st. They took the tag off on September 28th. And Netflix came under a lot of flack because the members of the LGBTQ community were saying this is not the depiction that we want people to have of us. When people go on Netflix and they search LGBTQ, we don't want coming up to at the front of the search monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Um, how Let me give you Ryan Murphy's exact words. Here's Ryan Murphy's exact words. Quote, there was a moment on Netflix where they removed the LGBTQ tag from Dahmer, and I didn't like it. And I asked why they did that, and they said because people were upset because it was upsetting. It was an upsetting story. I was like, well, yeah, but it was a story of a gay man, and more importantly, his gay victims. Um, yeah, and end quote. And that's what he had to say. My thing about it is I see both sides. I do feel like the Rainbow Coalition is going to have to grapple with the fact that we do have horrible people in our community. I wonder though, and I was thinking about it this way, there's intersectionality in everything. So I was thinking about us, let's say if they made a movie about the DC snipers. If they made a movie about the DC snipers and Netflix put the moniker um for black films or African American or black on there, would I feel some kind of way? And I probably would. I thought about it that way. I said I probably would feel a type of way because I don't want, because when I put that moniker, when you put that tagline on there, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm getting ready to watch me a black movie. And I feel like with Jeffrey, with a serial, not just Jeffrey Dahmer, but a serial killer. Okay, they probably need their own little. I think him being gay was just a part of who he was. I do think it had a part to do with why he killed, and I do understand that the victims were gay as well. But I agree that I wouldn't want that to come up if I'm looking for gay. If I go to Netflix, I'm looking for gay film. I'm not looking for a Jeffrey Dahmer story. Let's just be clear. Just like if I go and pull up um, a film about um, black people, I'm not looking for DC snipers. I wouldn't want that documentary to come up. So I think it should stick with documentary or um, true crimes, whatever you. But I kind of agree that I wouldn't want that on there. Like, do y'all feel the same way? Like, and that's why I thought about like the DC sniper. When you think about like the DC snipers, right? Remember the reign of terror and tyranny that they had, and all us black people thought for a long time that though that's got to be white people. We kept saying, "Oh, that's got to be a white man. That's got to be a white man." And sure enough, when it came out, two black men. Well, a black man and a teenager, I should say. Black man and a black teenager. But I just don't know that I would just be okay with that. What's another thing with all of these documentaries? I've never seen a DC sniper. Not that I'm looking for a DC sniper documentary, but white people love glorifying true crimes and serial killers and making stuff for this. I would have thought that we would have seen like And maybe they have put a DC Sniper documentary or movie out there, and I never saw it because I wasn't looking for it. I remember one of my closest friends, Tony, who's from DC, lived in the area that they during that time. I remember telling him, please don't go outside. Please, do not go get no gas. Don't go nowhere because your gas gonna run out. You're gonna have to go to the gas station. And I cannot have them calling me talk about you is dead and gone from the DC Sniper, baby. I'll be on this floor with snot bubbles. Child. Right. Exactly, Tracy. There is a DC Sniper. See, I ain't even know. I wasn't looking for it. But does it have black people on there? Oh wow. Now when you pull it up, Spicy Original, does it have the black or African American tagline on there? I wonder. Okay. Oh wow. See, but like I said, I wasn't even really looking for it. So I just don't go around looking for it. I'm not a true crime type of person. I really don't get into like the true crime docu series and shows and stuff. There are people who love it, and that's okay. That's just not my judge. USA Network immediately produced a DC Sniper movie circa 2002 or 2003. I don't remember that one of those years. Okay, I don't remember because I think DC Sniper was like what 01 or 02. When did that happen? Like 01 or 02 somewhere. I know it wasn't that far from 9/11. I know it wasn't that far from 9/11. You think it's under true crime? Okay. But I was kind of with the people who said, listen, we don't need this LGBTQ on now. Go ahead and take that mess off. Love you down, Ryan Murphy, but it don't need to be on there. I'm sorry. And I know all LGBTQ people are not good and all of our stories aren't happy. But baby, that ain't the one. That's not the hill you want to die on, okay? Proving a point. Not with Mr. Dahmer. I don't know. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like it should have been left on or they should have took it off? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, but what I do know is I'm glad they took it off. I'm glad they took it off. All right. Let's do another palate cleanser while we go to our next story. All right. Oh yeah, this one's gonna take a little unpacking too. I told y'all these stories got some unpacking that we got to do. So let me take him off. So Dwayne Wade is in the news. His ex-wife, Siobhan Funches Wade, is accusing Dwayne Wade of trying to profit off of Zaya Wade. Um, yeah. So Dwayne Wade put in um put in to legally have Zaya's name and gender changed on the birth certificate, right? Of course, he filed a petition, a legal petition to have Zaya's name and gender officially changed on the birth certificate, right? You can't do that without the consent of both parents. So Siobhan does have to sign off on this. At least I'm not going to say that's a blanket rule, but from what's being said in their co-parenting, custody situation, in order for this to happen, she and he have to both sign off. So she's saying that um it really sounds like she's not okay with the whole um um with Zaya being trans and so forth, and she's not on board with it. Um she said that, quote, there are multiple factors to be considered by the court in determining the request. Um I'm sorry, this is according to her lawyer. This is according to Siobhan's lawyer. There are multiple factors to be considered by the court in determining the request to change the minor child's name and gender. The minor child is 15 and a half years old. Um, it's also being reported that Siobhan said the following, quote, this matter has been highly reported in the media and there will likely be media pressure. I'm sorry, this is the attorney, okay? Um, be media pressure on the minor child. I have concerns that Dwayne may be pressuring, and this is on behalf of Siobhan. I have concerns that Dwayne may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies. In April 2022, Dwayne invited me to one of his residences in Atlanta, Georgia. During this occasion, he informed me that a lot of money had been already made and that additional money will be made in relation to our child's name and gender issue. Dwayne told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me there would be endorsements and contracts associated therewith. End quote. Now that is the lawyer speaking on behalf of her representatives. Yeah, I can tell right away that she's not well with this at all. I would venture to tell you. Now I can't get into the mind of any individual. I'm not in no, and so I can't speak. But from the outside looking in, living in Miami, having been around Dwayne Wade a few times, having been in a room where I was able to speak with him and have a conversation. Um, this is not this would not be the avenue or conduit by which Dwayne Wade will be looking to make a whole lot of money and endorsements. Let's just be clear. There absolutely had to be Zaya making this decision. This wasn't a Dwayne, oh, you gonna go in and I'm gonna make you this. Because what the mom is trying to make it seem like is like Dwayne Wade went on this whole campaign with his son and told his son, hey, you about to go, I'm about to turn you into a girl and we're gonna make some money off of you being a trans girl. Like what? Like that doesn't even make sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. And I don't know that a child would willy-nilly just go along with that. And even if I bought into you saying that when this first started, Zaya was really, really young, baby, by the time a child gets 15, baby, they know what they know at that point. And they are well aware of what's going on with them. So that's not, it doesn't even make sense for you to try to push this narrative that he's trying to force this on Zaya. Let's just be clear. Now, I don't know if all of that she said was said to her about these financial endorsements and contracts and so forth is happening. Two things can be true now. Listen, first of all, the child is full aware of their gender. Zaya made the Zaya made the decision to tell her dad, listen, I have this going on. I know my body. I know this is not the way I've identified. And I'm sure that was a long, lengthy conversation that probably included sitting on someone's couches for the parents and for the child. And this decision didn't come haphazardly. You're just not going to make me believe that. But what I'm saying is this: Dwayne Wade is not in debt or not in need of money like that to where now he's going to, use what his child has going on to get the new endorsement deal or contract or whatever. I mean, he does have his own. You do realize he does have his own endorsement deals, right? You do realize that, right? Multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, not just from sports. We're talking about he has deals with clothing lines. He has deals with production companies, movie production companies. He has deals with music labels and things like that. He has his hands in a whole lot of shit. So even if there was a conversation that was had about the money or endorsements or whatnot, could not have been Dwayne said, "Hey, Zaya has this going on. There's nothing that I can do about that. That is Zaya's body that I can't, and I'm going to support my child. I'm going to support her. And if there's a way for my child to make some money or get an endorsement, why not take that opportunity? Why not? And at that child's, okay. But if Zaya says, "Hey, so and so wants to give me an endorsement deal because I am a celebrity, trans girl," celebrities do it all the time. That's the whole point of endorsement deals. Because of the name and notoriety of a certain individual, that company says, "I'd love to have you be our sponsor." And if that can secure Zaya and her own financial well-being on her own, because a lot of parents who are wealthy absolutely have trust funds and things that they have set up for their child, but they certainly want that child to be able to have their own ways and mechanism with which to get their own money, so that the trust fund and all of the money that they have coming from the parents is just icing on the cake. You got your own situations going on, and that's just, in case something goes wrong, I know I can fall back on the trust fund. That's the hope. I don't know. The situation is real ugly. And this is a situation that you see. The reason we're seeing this playing out this way is because Dwayne Wade is a public figure. But this type of stuff happens all the time in households where you have LGBTQ youth. You could have a teenager or a child that realizes or understands that they're trans, and you have two parents on opposing sides of that whole thing. One parent is like, "That's my child. I love them. I support them. Everything is good." And the other parent is like, "No, hell no, that ain't my child. I ain't here for this." What makes this case interesting is, in a lot of cases, it's the opposite way around. In a lot of cases, it's the mom that's the accepting one. Say, "That's my child. I love them. I'm going, whatever they tell me, I'm going to love them regardless and support them and whatever." And it's the dad who's like, "Oh no, my son ain't going to come out here and tell me that." But now we have the complete opposite, where the dad is saying, "That's my child. I love my child. My child tell me that this is what's going on. That's what's going on, and that's my daughter. And let's go ahead and get this good um birth certificate changed. I'm gonna support you in every way, shape, form, or fashion." Everybody that lives around this child, everybody that's day to day with this child, her brother, her stepmom, and all of the people that are day to day around this child are loving. They embrace this child and everything that we have, and the mom over here with all this situation going on. And you see that so many times. Thank God Zaya has the type of household that is embracing and nurturing. Because more often than not, you have these situations and you have children that end up making decisions about their life that they can't go come back from, if you know what I'm saying. Like suicides are real. And a lot of times they feel like they're the reason why their parents are arguing, or they may feel they're the reason why the parents are splitting up, and they may decide that they're going to remove themselves from the situation. A lot of times they'll run away and become homeless or have horrible things happen to them. These things are real, happening right now today in real time, in real life. And it's a shame. It's a shame for God that that Siobhan, it just can't come around. I think she's still bitter because she ain't got all that money no more. She ain't guaranteed all that money no more. I'm just saying. The best thing Dwayne Wade did was get primary custody of those kids. That was the best thing happened. Him getting primary custody of them kids. Because I don't even want to know what would be going on if she had primary custody. If she had primary custody, not only would she be a detriment to this child, but Dwayne Wade would probably be paying her $80,000 a month or something crazy like that for her to go and be bigoted. And a lot of those parents are abusive to the kids. Just a mess. Let me see what some of y'all are saying. Cha. I'm not sure why some people are under the impression that young teens are not aware of their identity. You absolutely are aware. Absolutely. She has, let me see. She has a right. She is the mom. This is a child. At the end of the day, I'm happy she's speaking out. I agree with her. No, and let me say this, Doris. Nothing's going to happen unless both parents give consent, and that's the way they have their custody situation set up, and that's fine. But where I have a problem with is when she says, "Oh, he's trying to capitalize on our child being a uh being trans or changing the name, and that's that he's just using this as a money." Her trying to make this into just a money grab for Dwayne Wade, as if the man don't have his own money. And like, there's no way that you're gonna make me believe that Dwayne Wade is using his child for a money grab. That he's just okay. This is just some scheme he came up with, or this is just a way for he's just gonna capitalize on this and make it go further and further and further for his own selfish reasons. Like, really? Like, that doesn't make sense. It's one thing if you say, I'm not cool with that. I would rather wait till they become 18 and they can do it on their own. I can't even stop you because that is your child. You do have that right to say that. But what I'm not gonna be okay with is you talking about Dwayne Wade is trying to profit and make money off his child. What? Like how? You, I ain't going. I'm not gonna keep beating this dead horse. The man got his own money. Let's be clear. And if he didn't, he's married to a woman who got her own money. Together, they got a whole lot of money. People don't recognize unconditional love, so D Wade supporting Zaya is practically blasphemous in their eyes. It's almost as if they want him to burn her. The thing about it is, people aren't used to people aren't used to the idea of, and let me walk this. I'm gonna have to have you walk this for a minute. Y'all give me a moment to break this down. See, here's what people are not used to. People are not used to the idea of children being LGBTQ. They are absolutely okay with children being heterosexual. You want to go have a girlfriend? Go ahead. You and your girlfriend want to go on a date? Oh, I've even seen people, they have the little fifth grade little dances. Oh, you got a little girlfriend. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, it's puppy love. But they want no part of wrapping their hands around the fact that children can be LGBTQ. Children can know very early on. Yeah, I don't like boys. I like girls. Yeah, I don't like girls. I like boys. Yeah, something's going on with my body. Y'all making me dressing this stuff. That ain't what my thing. That's not. Yeah, that's not what's going on here. That's just not what's going on here. I mean, you do realize that anything going on with someone's body, that person is the first to know. You do realize that, right? And so my point is this: because people are in our society, societal norms are not dealing used to wrapping their brains around the fact that children can be LGBTQ. They certainly aren't okay with parents embracing that at an early age. They're not okay with parents embracing that at a very early age. You're talking about a parent embracing the fact that an 11 or 12-year-old comes right out and says, "Yes, I'm gay," or "Yes, I'm a lesbian," or "Yes, I'm bisexual," or "Yes, I'm trans." Parents are going to scold those parents and think that they're doing something wrong to those child. I, I've heard of parents calling CPS on other children. I've been at schools. I've been at schools and this is going down a road that I didn't even think I was going to go. I've been at schools where I've had a teacher call Department DCF, we call it DCF in Florida, Department of Children and Families, or y'all call it Child Protective Services. We call it CPS. We call it DCF. DCF. Call DCF because a child was gay or non-gender conforming. And when they called the parent said, "Oh, I know, it's no problem. I'm okay with that." And the teacher called DCF because they felt like it was a problem in the home. You see, Joshua came immediately in here with exactly what I just been saying. People do not want to wrap their hands around the fact that children they're LGBTQ children. And I didn't just say LGB. I said LGBTQ children. You don't just wake up, turn 18, and say, "Oh, I think I'm going to be." That goes back to people not embracing the fact that children can be LGBTQ. It's just like you embracing the fact that all of this stuff is a choice. You now are conflating these things to being choices because what you're saying is you come in and you become an adult, and then magically you say, "I think I'm going to like me some dick today. I'm going to suck me some dick today. I'm not going to do the cooter no more." Like, that's just not how that happens. Like, these are things that, children, what ends up, see, where the confusion comes in, parents project onto that child what they want that child to be, how they want that child to behave, what they want that child to become. That is the most common problem in parenting, projecting. Parents absolutely project onto that child what they want to see from that child, how they want that child to live, how they want them to behave. And that's all a part of the rearing process. I'm not saying all of that is wrong. I'm not saying that all of that is wrong. But what I am saying is that a part of that is absolutely not up to the parent. You deciding on a child's sexuality is not up to you. It's not up to you. It's not your body. It's not your life. I mean, just like if a child was born with brown eyes and you get mad and say, "Mm-mm, I don't want my child to have a brown eyes. I want them to have a green eyes, or I want them having hazel eyes." And now you go and buy them some contacts and put hazel contacts in that child's eyes their whole life, trying to force them to believe that their eyes are hazel. And their eyes are not hazel. Their eyes are brown. They were born with brown eyes. And no matter how much you keep putting these hazel contacts in that child's eyes, the child has brown eyes and was born with them. Hey, Diamond Pearl Jim, you and Joshua, who rolled up into my class late, can get started on y'all 500-word essay. Y'all know y'all late to class. No, y'all late. My thing with age argument is, why can't this child express themselves according to who they identify as? Nobody has a thing to say about sex or SRS. We are simply talking about identity. That's Joshua, that's a very weak argument. Focus on school, because nobody's telling heterosexual children to focus on school. They are very, they're even in the school, they have whole programs to promote and to accept students exploring sexuality. They have courses and classes. That's the basis behind having dances and stuff like that. We're not saying they're having sex, but what we are saying is the fact that this person has someone or has started to understand and understand what erogenous love is, understand what these feelings are, and are able to explore them. And they're able to explore them unabashed. Not promoting sex, but hey, we got this dance. Oh, you want to invite your girlfriend, your boyfriend to the dance? Absolutely. It's okay. It's promoted in school. That was the whole, that was why. And even they got to a point where they said it wasn't fair that it was only the boys inviting the girls. So then we started having Sadie Hawkins dances and stuff like that. And let's just be clear and see, people try to make it like school ends up being a place where, okay, all we're doing at school is math, science, English, social studies. There's so much more to going to school, because um, educational institutions fully understand that we have to span the gamut of students, meaning some students have wholesome households where their parents are really going to town and teaching them all of the things that they need to learn to be productive members of society. But in a whole lot of households, they're not teaching them anything. They're leaving everything up to either the internet or the television. And what happens when you come to school and you start to interact with the general public and you start to do things that go against what we know to be societal norms, or what we know to be things that are just right when you're interacting with the public, we then in educational institutions have to teach you, hey, you don't do that here when you're around a whole bunch of people. Hey, you don't, this is not how you behave in and around other people. Hey, you don't say that. Hey, you don't do that. Hey, these are the things that you have to understand if you're going to be living in society and be tolerant of everybody and be understanding and let people live. We absolutely have to teach these things in schools because they're not happening. The same way, if we leave it to home, we're going to be where we are now, which is what they want us to have, is a racist society where we have bigotry, xenophobia, racism, and any other ism that you can think of, in the book. So we absolutely, when you say focus on school, they are focusing on school, because these are things that we absolutely have to preach and teach in school: tolerance, acceptance. And I don't even like using the word tolerance. I rather just say acceptance, because tolerance means I'm just tolerating you, and if you get on my nerves, it might be a problem. I'd rather just say acceptance. Oh, no, 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 no. I knew what SRS was. I knew my thing was, I didn't know whether or not when I said SRS out loud, whether or not excuse me, whether or not everybody else would understand what it meant. Oh, that's a gnat. Damn gnat. Um, so I told y'all we was gonna have to unpack something. Like, this story has a lot to, and in a lot of this we talked about when this first came out. I remember we reported on this when the story first broke out. I think it was 2019. I think it was 2019 at that Pride parade in Miami. And we reported on that here on this channel when it first came out, and we unpacked some stuff then. And it was a hotbed conversation even back then, and we've seen more and more and more come out about this. But yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There, Joshua, it just feels inappropriate if you let your child drink, smoke, or drive. Then why let them express? Wait, what? I can't even make heads or tail. I don't even understand where that comes into. How that even? I don't. Joshua, you're not gonna come over here throwing us off. I don't even know where that came in at, Josh. I don't even know. I don't even understand where that comes in at, Joshua. I don't even understand what your whole thing is. We don't have that much time left. Let's get a palate cleanser. We got like 15 minutes left, and I got like 5 more stories. God, where did we leave off? Did we do him? Joshua over here throwing us off. I don't think we did. Wait, I think we left off on him. That's what we left off on. So we should be here. So there he go. Nice smile. And since we had him up, we'll do him. All right. But I'm sure more will come out about that story. Um, like I said, do I believe Dwayne Wade said something to Siobhan about endorsement deals and stuff like? It's possible. It's very possible. Do I even have a problem with that? No, because what he could be saying is, "Hey, I got my money over here. Let's try to, help our child learn business, learn to be business savvy, learn how to be fiscally and financially responsible, learn how to build their own empire so that that could, open doors for them as well. And they don't have to live in our shadow. They could have their own career and their own monies and, you know, financial empire of their own. It just makes sense. But sometimes it doesn't make sense to make sense in our world and society. So Joshua, if I read it 35 times, it is I can't support that being said. I'm gonna do real fast on this story. I really want to take some time and drag the fuck out of this young man, but I can't because we ain't got that type of time today. Trey Songz had his rape civil case dismissed after the statute of limitation expired on the allegations. That was the one where they was at the party and the girl said she took him upstairs and they had anal and he shoved it up her booty chute. Up the booty chute. The booty chute. He shoved it up the booty chute. Up the booty chute. And I don't want to make light of it because the man sexually assaulted the woman allegedly, and and the only reason that this case is being thrown out is because the statute of limitation ran out. And that's on the civil case, not even the criminal case. That's on the civil case, which is unfortunate. Um, so y'all see Really B just put up. What did I say? Oh God, she just put up. She started in 30 minutes. Y'all see Really B over there rushing us. Y'all see we got 30 minutes. Really B just put up her thing. Like, child, let me go ahead and walk this fast. I wonder if Gabby would feel the same way if Zaya was her daughter. I'm sure Volvo. I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I would think that that was a conversation that Dwayne had with Gabby. Like that wasn't something that he just decided on his own. I would I believe I don't know until they come out and say it, but I believe that Dwayne did consult with Gabby on this and say, hey, this is going on. I need some help with this. And so just one that is just gonna bother my soul until I get him, huh? Did I get him? No. It's just one stupid gnat. It won't leave me alone. God. Oh man. So, but with the Trey Songz situation, and there are countless numbers of stories of women alleging the same thing about Trey Songz, about him forcing himself on them, him thinking, listen, I'm Trey Songz, I'm fine as hell, I got a big ass dick, and you want this, whether or not you want it or not, allegedly. And so I really wanted to see where this case went. And unfortunately, it's not going to, we won't be able to see the evidence. We won't be able to see any of this come to fruition because the statute of limitations. And I'm sure that his attorneys were banking on that. Like, his attorneys was like, let's go ahead and slow drag this out because I know the statute of limitations is coming real fast. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So, but there's some other cases that are pending against Trey Songz. So we'll see where those other cases go. But that's very unfortunate. Speaking of cases where well, we all know OJ was very guilty. So what are you talking about? Joshua, are you even old enough to even know what was going on during the OJ trial? Let's just be let's just get down to the meat and potatoes here. All right, y'all. So let me do another palette cleanse. Let me take Joshua's comment up the hell. I put Joshua's comment up here for. I don't even think I got that many more palette cleanses left. I told you I only had a couple. Where am I at? All right, there we go. There's one. So here's an update that we have on a story that we did a few months back. Remember the story of the guy and this girl? Remember she stabbed him to death? Remember the girl who stabbed her boyfriend to death? He's African, excuse me, and he was saying, all of these bad things about black women and how he didn't want to be with no black woman, and then his white girlfriend stabbed his ass to death. Well, more information is coming out about this story. Now, we knew full well what this was at the time. We were not confused about any of this at all. So the girl's name is Courtney Clenny. The guy who died, who she stabbed to death, his name was Christian Obumseli. So there is now leaked audio. She was an OnlyFans model. I forgot to say that too. She was an OnlyFans model, right? But anyway, there's now released audio, right? Of her calling him the N-word while threatening to slap him for saying hi to a woman while he was on a bike ride. And so they have the Miami Herald first. Hey, lovely, 31, rolling up in here late. Oh no, I think you were here already, lovely. I'm sorry, you're not late. You was here already. But the Miami Herald had these tapes, and they sent them to the police. And the tapes, the audio tapes, you can find them on the internet. I'm not gonna play them here because they're laced with the N-word or whatnot. But you hear her yelling and screaming like only a white woman can, the N-word at him, berating him and all of this stuff because She saw him allegedly looking at another woman. I don't know. I'm not saying he was or was not looking at another woman. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I do know, even if you are mad, white woman, your first go to when you're mad at this black man should not be to call him the N word over and over and over and over. That just doesn't help, especially when you're enthralled in a murder case where you are have alleged to have murdered this black man. What they sent me? What does that say? Oh, Spice is in a coma after complications from plastic surgery in the Dominican. Oh, that's unfortunate. They just sent me that. I think that was Abby sent, or it really be sent. Spice from Love and Hip Hop is allegedly in a coma after complications from plastic surgery in Dominican Republic. Baby, y'all can't be going down here to these foreign company countries talking about y'all finna get all this plastic surgery. We've seen case after case after case after case of people going over there dying, losing their lives, losing body parts. It was just a case a couple weeks ago. Lady had plastic surgery down in, I think it was in Dominican Republic then, and the lady came out there and said she was missing a whole ass kidney, missing a whole ass kidney. But didn't even go there for kidney surgery. She went there, I think, for a BBL. And they just said, "Oh, let me snatch this good kidney and get about $18,000 for this good kidney on the black market." Child. But you know what, Harold, with that type of, and I've segued into the spice thing because somebody had just sent me that. Just wanted to give y'all that breaking news. But in a lot of these cases, the men are okay with it. These white women call them every name under the sun, everything but a child of goddamn God. Hey, Carolyn Alexander. Hey, Pinky Tiki. Hey, all of those coming in. They call them everything but a child of God, and they're okay with it because they feel like they've made it. That's their status symbol. The fact that they have a white girl on their arm. They want no parts of their own community. They sometimes even the only thing that they like about their black skin is the fact that that black skin can attract a white woman, but they don't like their. How can you tell me you love your own mothers and sisters, but you put down black women? Because, and I'm not saying the cases where okay, you just have this black man, he just happened to fall in love this with this white woman. From all accounts of this guy, he was on social media and saying all kinds of horrible and deplorable things about black women. And so in those cases of those type of guys, you will find that they're perfectly okay with those white women calling them every type of word in the book. And they it's like a fetish for them. Like those white women will be in the middle of getting their back blown out and getting plowed, and they'll say, fuck me with your N-word dick, with your big black N-word dick. They'll say shit like that, and they'll be okay with it. Be okay with it. Don't check them, no nothing. So for her to just flippantly be so, just calm, cool, calm, well, she wasn't cool, calm, and collected, but so easily calling him the N word and him being so nonchalant about it, this wasn't the first time. This is a practice. That's something that they do regularly. And from all witness cases and the neighbors and things, they said those two was getting in arguments all the time. All the time they was in arguments. So so he was from, I forgot which not company, country he was from over in Africa. There's a whole conversation about a lot of black people that come from other countries. They will come over here and be very pious and self-righteous and look down on um Black American people. They will absolutely look down on us like we're beneath them, and they will come. They will almost, you know, simplify it to saying, "Oh, when they use the N word, they're talking about them Black Americans, not us." I've heard them say these things happen, but that's the whole point I'm making. Xavier, he didn't deserve to die, even if he that's something that he likes. He did not deserve to die. However, comma, you can't very well think that maybe this may not come to this. I'll give you a perfect example. You can't keep a rattlesnake as a pet and never think you would never get bitten. You cannot have a rattlesnake as a pet and never come to terms with there might come a time where this rattlesnake might bite me. It's a rattlesnake. That's what it does. She's a racist ass white woman that you allow to call you the N word all the goddamn time. In a fit of rage, if she ain't do it, you don't think she was gonna call her white brothers or father or uncles or friends over there to come deal with your black ass? I'm just telling y'all what I know. There was a part of the audio where you could hear her screaming at him, telling him to man up, bitch. This was the part of the conversation where she dropped her phone and she was screaming at him, telling her to find her phone, calling him the N word over and over and over, telling him, screaming at the top of her lungs, telling him to man up, find her phone, and charge it. This what the fuck y'all got going on. Oh yeah, she only dates black. Oh, absolutely. Oh, did you think she was gonna date something else, Joshua? Carolyn Alexander. I'm telling you, especially the ones from like the islands, like Jamaicans and a lot of them from the islands, they absolutely look at us like, mm, we're better than you. It part of like I said, I heard the audio. Part of the audio, you could hear him apologizing to her, and she was like still screaming at him and calling him the N word. Like it was a mess, just a whole mess. But you ain't got none of this energy for this white woman, but you all on social media dragging black women. Hmm. They absolutely do. And newsflash, Harold, some of the white men in the LGBTQ community do the same thing to black men. Let's just be clear. Anyway, we got 10 minutes, y'all. 10 minutes. Let's do a quick palate cleanser and knock out. I think I got three stories. I'm gonna have to just knock these all down. Here's the palate cleanser. Yeah, I might have to come back and do these tomorrow on a Well, I'm not gonna be able to go live tomorrow because I got something to do tomorrow afternoon. You'll see. You'll see. Um, I got something to do tomorrow afternoon, so I'm gonna have to do these real quick. These real quick. So these next three stories Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see what these next three stories are giving. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-gender conforming members of our audience, it is now time for our sugar spike moments.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Get your honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my chicken wings. Get none of that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes on my chicken wings. Take us out, Moose.
Taste the biscuit.
Holy Ghost will tell you, don't win at the church. You can win at the beach. Can't win at the Jesus. I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Yeah. Child. Taste the biscuits. So, Beto O'Rourke running for gubernatorial candidate in the great state of Texas, currently governed by Governor Hot Wheels, went to TD Jakes' church, the Potter's House, over the weekend, and white conservatives lost their goddamn minds. Now, here's the connection. TD Jakes was a spiritual mentor to Paula White. He was a mentor to Paula White. Paula White was the official spiritual advisor to Cheeto Man 45. So they are all up in their feelings that TD Jakes will open his doors to Beto O'Rourke this past weekend. And they're losing their collective minds. They're bloviating and blathering about all over conservative talk shows and medias about Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke said in a tweet, "It was an honor to be welcomed into the Potter's House by Bishop T.D. Jakes. Thank you for having me at this morning's service in Dallas." And there is a picture of Beto O'Rourke and T.D. Jakes. So, why? So, they started to tweet out. One person said, "Both of you need Jesus. Sadly, you didn't meet him. Wait, sadly, you didn't meet him in that church today. I'm in that church yesterday," because they tweeted this out the day after. Y'all see how white people think they have, you know, think they have God and Jesus wrapped in their collective hands, which is why you got in the great state of Georgia a numbskull and a buffoon running against a sitting licensed member of the clergy, an actual pastor. But the evangelicals are saying that this man that's going out here not doing right by his family and kids, getting all kinds of, doing all kinds of nefarious stuff is the good one, but the actual member of clergy, the actual pastor, is the bad one, because he doesn't get to fit into your evangelical circles because he's black and because you say that he doesn't, because y'all have a chokehold on all, you all decide everything that's Christian, right? That's what we got going on here. They're saying, "Oh, Beto O'Rourke went to TD Jakes' church. Oh no, ain't no God in that. Ain't no God in that. Nope. That's not of God." Another person tweeted out, Wow, you really will pander to anyone. Saying, and he said that to TD Jakes. Maybe they can get Paula White to come back out here and do another prayer before the 2022 midterm election. Maybe she can go out here and summon up the African ancestors. Go ahead and summon them up for us, please. God. This is what y'all got going on. They Another person said, in fairness, TD Jakes is no preacher of the gospel. Beto didn't go to a church. He visited a false teacher. Both of them are frauds. They deserve each other. Another person said, I will never understand these churches giving a political platform to woke politicians who love abortion and hate religious liberty. This is what y'all got going on in the great state of Texas. I mean, I can't tell the difference between Texas and the first level of hell. Literally, they both reach about the same temperatures. They're both filled with demons and all types of nefarious creatures floating around there. Just a mess. Anyway, so now remember I told you there was a judge that said that they were not going to stop the people that were standing next to the ballot boxes in Arizona. Now another judge has come out and said that they're going to do a little bit about it. Now let me give you the parameters. Yesterday, United States District Court Judge Michael Liberty said, no more ordering armed members of the right-wing extremist group Clean Elections USA to stay. He ordered that the members of Clean Elections USA stay at least 250 feet from the ballot boxes in Arizona, and that they can neither record nor follow anyone within 75 feet of a drop box or the entrance of a building that has one. What the hell is that going to do? 250 feet is not a lot. Most of the rooms in our houses are, if you live in a decent sized house, you can be in the same room and be 250 feet. $75 feet? I guess they trying to do something. I should let you know that in states like Florida, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, and a couple other Republican-controlled legislators have passed measures restricting access to ballot drop boxes, limiting early voting hours, and imposing onerous voter ID rules before this coming election. Speaking, and I know we're running for time, crunch for time. Speaking of restrictive rules, so now also in the great state of Texas, so we'll go back to the great state of Texas, one cog in the holy trinity of racism, bigotry, and discrimination. They are now making it more difficult for college students to vote in the state of Texas. So, in the great state of Texas, right? You no longer can use your college ID. Hey, Geechee girl. Lex Max, what's good? You no longer can use your college ID to vote in the state of Texas. Mind you, when you go to school, you have to give you have to give a state issued ID or driver's license, and in many cases, you have to give that in addition to your Social Security. card in order to be enrolled in that school and be issued a school ID. But no longer in the great state of Texas will you be able to use your college ID in order to vote. Um, there is also there are the state the Secretary of State has also ordered that there be fewer on-site voting places at college campuses. Um, so you got no longer uses student ID, and now the state Secretary of State has made fewer voting places on college campuses, or there are fewer on-site voting locations on college campuses. So now here's the deal. We talked about in the great state of Texas where there was that whole thing where they didn't count um a whole bunch of the ballots because the place where they put the signature was underneath the flap, so people didn't even see it. The other thing was in some places they were making it where you had to travel way across town where you either had to catch an Uber or you had to take in order to turn in your early vote, or you had to take the bus for like a couple hours to get there. So now, in addition to that, you're telling college students who you know are much more heavily Democratic that, oh no, you can't come here and show your college ID to vote. Mm-mm. You have to be able to show your actual ID. Here's the problem. The problem is also in the state of Texas. They also passed a law that in order to, in some states, if you go to college, they have provisional ballots or special ballots because they know you're not currently in your regular voting precinct because you're away for college. And so they will allow you to vote, that way. But if you're from Texas, going to college in Texas, and your school is not in the area where you grew up or where your home address is on your ID, then you will not be allowed to vote either because in order to vote at that precinct in the state of Texas, the precinct has to have you on roll. Okay, you have to be enrolled. Your voter registration has to match that precinct. That's one. And two, if you do match that precinct, the address on your ID must match the address that they have on the voter registration roll. If it does not, you will not be allowed to vote either. They've also restricted, there was a provision in Texas law that allowed you to move a polling location. Um, uh, there could, you could put in paperwork to have a voting location moved so that it could be closer and more accessible to members of that community. As long as you did it in enough time, they removed that law. That law was taken off the book, so you could no longer do that as well. They're doing a whole lot of stuff to suppress voting and to stop people from voting. Please do not be deterred. Please do not be dismayed. Please do not get weary in well doing. This vote is about us. It is not about these people in Washington. It is not about these people who want to solicit your votes on both sides. This vote is for us. If you're not voting for yourself, you're fooling yourself because this election, as well as 2024, is probably going to be an existential moment. Okay? This is going to be an existential moment with regard to freedoms and democracies in this country. Mark my words. Mark my words. Anyway, we about to get up out of here. Let me exhaust the rest of these palette. I think I had two more palette cleansers. I think we did him. We did him. Yeah, I had two more. This one. Ooh, look at that print. I see you. And we have that one. Let me go back to him. See that print again. I see you. All right, y'all. For those people who missed it, here's the evidence that I was there this weekend, that I marched on the field with the alumni band. There's your evidence that I was there. All right, y'all. We getting out of here because really be done started. Listen, y'all, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal president active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Um, um, I'm here for y'all. Feel free to donate to the platform and to the channel. You can find ways to do that here. You can email me, send me stories and messages as you deem necessary. Sean knows to everybody in and about the chat. Sean knows in and about the room. Had a great time today. We're all going to get up off of here and go over to Really B, who has started her live. Y'all know she got her preliminary music and stuff like that. So let's all go over there to Really B. Thank y'all so much for being here. And like I always say, before I leave, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out.